Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Dub Saw Shop. We are back in the shop with some new play toys, as you can see. We got it on eBay, and we've been wanting one of these things for quite a while now. And I had a customer come by who dropped off 9 chains for me to sharpen for them. Hand filed all of them, but I've always wanted one of these, and I think it would have made my job a whole lot easier. So what we have here, we've got the Tecomec EVO. And so far, I think this thing looks amazing. Put it together. It comes in a couple different pieces. It's very easy to put together. And we got a C83 chain up here that we ended up using a hexafile on. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring that thing back to a round file, round grind, round profile chain. I don't like the C83 with the hexafile on it at all. If my voice sounds a little crazy, well, that's because it's a little crazy. So, over the last few weeks, there's a couple people that know about it, but we ended up having an emergency with my wife, and she had to go to the ER. Not going to get into a whole lot of details about it, just for the sheer fact of it's, something that happened personally here, and it wasn't very fun at all. Needless to say, she had a couple migraine medications kind of interact, and luckily, she's doing fine. Probably the scariest I've ever been in my life for sure. So that's that. But we ended up getting the flu also while we were at the hospital, and just now trying to get over all that. So the last 3 weeks has been an absolute nightmare. But we're back, and we're getting ready to take this thing for a test drive. And I'll show you all around. Come on in, let's look at it. So, the Tecomec EVO. Very nice. On-off switch up top here. Got a nice little LED light. Big graduated numbers up here so you can get it set. I got her set at a typical 60 degrees for what we're going to be doing. And it goes everywhere from 0 to 35 degrees on the top plate angle. And the reason why I got this one is because it also has an adjustment for your tilt angle. So this tooth is furthest away from you. This tooth is closer. If you're doing the tooth furthest away from you, if you want the 10 degree, 15 degree tilt, you slide this back for this far tooth, or you slide it to you when you're doing the tooth that's closest to you. That's pretty much what the hexafile looks like on the C83. And this is the third tooth that I have tried. And that's what we are getting out of it. Tilt angle set to 0, 60 degree top plate, and a standard 30 degrees. That's pretty much standard sharpening. Never used one of these other than one time, and that was at Smitty's. Everybody for sure keep Smitty in your thoughts and prayers. I've seen where he did have a heart attack. So hopefully he recovers pretty quickly from that. So this knob does your top plate angle. This knob is your depth stop. I don't really use the depth stop. I just pay attention to the bottom, pretty much the bottom of the tie strap or the cutter. And whenever I see that the wheel is eating into it, that's pretty much where I stop on my depth. This thing is pretty nice. It's got this locking mechanism where when this eccentric cam's over, it also pulls this little piece of angle with the bolts on it. So instead of the cam tightening on one side, it's got the bolts here that pull, so it all squeezes together and stays lined up straight with the wheel. Fairly nice. Just bump it back, camera over. I don't have the most rigid setup right now because I don't have back bolts in my vise, but temporary, it will be coming. Let's knock a few of these out and see how she turns out. So just don't grind it all at one time. Just touch, release, touch, release, touch, release. Nice and slow. Wow, man, that is that is stellar looking, if I may say so. I'm not good at this, so don't take my word for it, believe me. You know, I'm not a professional at this. So this is with the Hexa. I got dirt on it now. Whatever. That's what the grinder's doing. I think $230 shipped to the house. And I mean, if you got multiple chains, definitely if you're doing bigger chains, 36 inch, 38, 42, this is definitely going to save you a lot of time. Filing wise, a 20-inch chain, full comp, you may be able to hand file it in the same amount of time as you can grind it. The time really is in the setup. So setting your depth stop, getting your front to back dimension right, getting it set up, because once you set it and you tighten it, it kind of moves into this little home position, so you may have to adjust and skew it a little bit, but when you do tighten it up, it pulls it right where it needs to be. That's what I've seen so far in messing with it. We are using a 3/16 wheel. It came with a 1/8 wheel. It came with the 1/8 wheel. I think that'll be good for the 3/8 LP, 1/4 inch, maybe even 325. The 3/16 will be good for probably 325, 3/8, 404. And then it came with a 1/4 inch flat, and that's for doing your rakers, adjusting the height on those. I doubt I will do that with the grinder. I may just try it, but I'll probably just do that on the saw after the chain's grinded. It came with a little dressing stone. I mean, pretty cheap little stone. You're probably better off picking up like one of the diamond tipped ones with a handle for like 15 bucks on eBay. It did come with like your little chain gauge. It gives you the profile of your wheel so you can kind of profile your wheel to match the gauge to match the chain. Came with a couple Allen wrenches for changing the grinding wheel, of course. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and do this chain up, see how it turns out, and I will bring you guys back after we get this thing done. See how she turned out. Yes, a 30 this way definitely is a little bit more aggressive than 30 here. I could maybe do, yeah, definitely need to do like in between the 25 and 30 mark. Probably doing this side. But hey, for a test chain, really not too bad. I did end up bluing one of these things pretty good. I got a little aggressive with it. So that's the angle that I ended up with, setting it on 30, and it's a little off. You can see how this one got a little bit blued. That's the profile that it left. I'm very, very, very pleased with this. But man, I'm super freaking pleased with how this thing run. Super pleased with how it turned out on the grind. Definitely toss this on a 372. Check, see what our rakers are. See what the depth on all those is. And we'll try to cut with this thing tomorrow and see how it is. But Jolly EVO, $230 off of eBay, shipped. Man, if you got a lot of chains to do, if you need to come in quick, toss one on, grind it, go out, cut firewood, it'll be perfect for that. Now I'm sure sitting around playing, if you take the head angle and tilt it, try 55, 50, you could end up with some really aggressive chain really quick. And I'm sure that's something we'll play with in the future. Maybe go 55 and 30. Try 55 and 25. Then add a tilt angle to it just to see what changes. Think it'll be pretty fun. So, hope you guys like it. Glad you came to check out the video. We appreciate all the new subscribers. We definitely got a few things coming down the pipe here pretty dang soon, and I'm excited about it. So, you guys let me know what you think about the old Tecomec, EVO, Jolly, EVO, whatever this thing is. Let me know what you think. You guys have a great night. Have a great upcoming weekend. And Dubs, we out.